Careful. I'm vaccinated now.
Catch you! Wow, Snappy! You like this? Yeah? Good, Snappy. I got a great Snappy. Okay.
Everything. Wow.
Bye, Snappy. Bye.
Okay, bye. The busy so good as why keep on like having guys here, but he's very 27. So in terms of general condition, like
Snappy.
he wears awesome. Nice is good, but in terms of snappiness, not good. Wanna take it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Snappy. But as you know, one of the digit was missing, yeah? The second digit.
Oh, Snappy.
See? Snappy, oh, so great. Snappy, look. For the eyes always done like this. Actually, it wasn't like as much as swollen.
My new best friend, Snappy.
God, you have to get it clear. Look, more treats because you've been behaving.
See, no repeat. Stop it. Snappy, no reason to be angry.
Oh, Snappy. The fifth digit over here. Yep. So what we don't know now is that is it also affecting the the.
Oh, baby.
Snappy. Get it grip.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Look at this.
It's nice, isn't it?
You want it? No. Okay.
How are you now? Oh, Snappy. Stop.
What's the deal with his paw? Yeah. So the paw.
Baby.
So he just got out of surgery?
Yes, yes. Good boy.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Hey, Snappy. Hey, Snappy. Hi. WhatsApp letter ya. Okay, Sarah, it's time. Time to go home, Snappy. Snappy, come on.
How are you? Snappy, can you come with me?
Okay, Snappy, let's go. Come on. Come on.
Snappy, permisi. Thank you so much, Snappy. Snappy, can you wait a second?
Can't.
Come, Snappy and Louis, let's go. Yeah, come on, let's go.
Bye. Snappy, do you want to stay longer?
Come, Snappy.
Snappy.
Come on.
Thank you so much, Snappy. Snappy, can you wait a second?
Come on, let's go.
Bye.
Hi, Snappy. Hi, Snappy. Whose friend are you? You're my friend, right? You are my friend.
Yeah?
Snappy.
Oh, so crazy. He's so sweet now. Oh, Snappy. Oh, Snappy.
My Snappy. He's a good boy.
Du bist ja immer Videos zu machen. Are you happy? Guys, don't play too rough.
Right, right.
Hey guys, what are you doing?